Hey, I'm Cameron McKenzie at CameronMCNZ on Twitter, and I wanted to talk to you about Blue Ocean pipelines and show you how you can put together a simple Blue Ocean pipeline that does some scripting, pulls from GitHub, compiles some code, and even writes a status file to the file system. So I'm going to show you how to create a Jenkins Blue Ocean pipeline, and if you're looking at my screen, you might be thinking, hey, that doesn't look like Blue Ocean, and it doesn't because I haven't clicked on this Blue Ocean button over on the left hand side. Now when I click on that link, it takes me into Blue Ocean, and there's this button here that says new pipeline, which I click because I want to create a new Jenkins Blue Ocean pipeline. First question is, where is all of your code? It's over in GitHub, and if you don't believe me, if I go over to GitHub, you can see I've got an account called Learn DevOps Fast, and I've got a project I want to use called Spock Lizard Docker. There's a POM file in there, which you can see, and a bunch of Spring Boot Java files in there as well, and I like to compile it and build it and do all of those neat things. Now, when I come back in the tool, it says I can't connect to GitHub without an access token, and I don't have one, so I'm going to click create an access token here. Since I've already logged into my GitHub account, it takes me right to the page. I just have to provide a name. I'll call it my token. Maybe I should call it GitHub token, but that looks good enough. I'll generate this token, and a long hexadecimal number is created, which I copy onto my clipboard, come back to Jenkins, paste it into that window, click connect, and all of a sudden it connects to my Learn DevOps Fast GitHub repository. Now it says, is this you? And I'm like, yeah, guilty as charged. And it then says, okay, what repository do you want us to connect to? And then it's the Spock Lizard Docker one that I want. And that's the one I was showing you just a second ago. And it connects to that. And then I click create pipeline. And then it goes ahead and it creates the pipeline. It does take 10 or 11 seconds for this to happen, but once it happens, I will go in and work on the pipeline manually. Okay, we're back here. It looks like we're ready to start. Well, what do I want to do? Well, first of all, in my pipelines, I like to just print out the version of the tools that I'm using. You notice I got Java and Git and Maven installed. If you're going to follow along here, you're going to have these installed on your machine as well. Otherwise, you'll get an error when it tries to call the version command. But I like to do that. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to click this button here. It says, oh, you want a new stage. And I'm going to just do the log tool versions here. And that's going to be the name of this stage. And it says, okay, well, what's the step you're going to do? And notice this long list of cool steps that I can work with. I'm going to say, I'm just going to do a simple shell script there. I'm going to ask for the version of Maven, which is just a mvn -- version call. I want to know what version of Git that I'm using, and maybe even Java version as well. Notice it's only one dash there. The people at Java couldn't afford to. So I click the back button, and that just puts up a basic step on there, right? It's going to log everything. Now, in parallel, I like to also make sure that before I do my Maven build that I've got a POM file in there. Maven requires a POM file. If I don't have it, nothing's going to work. So I might add another step that can run parallel with the log tool versions, and I'll call this check for POM. And I'll add a step, and what that step is going to be is it's going to just check to see if a certain file exists. And there's the step right there, verify if file exists. And what file do I want to verify? Well, pom.xml, I just told you that. And so there we go, pom.xml is going to be checked so that I've got a second step. Now these can run in parallel, right? Like, I don't have to have anything checked out. I don't have to have a Maven build happen first. But after this happens, I do want to build. So I'm going to add another step that is going to happen sequentially, not parallel. So this will happen after these two steps are run. And this step here is going to be called Build with Maven. Of course, you have to have Maven installed in your computer if you want this step to run. I'm going to add a step here. It's just going to be a shell script. And I'm going to do Maven compile test and package. Make sure I spelled that right. I always misspell these things, and I get an error, and I get worried about it. But there you go. I'm going to run a little shell script now, and this is going to do my entire build. And I don't know, what kind of a post-build step do you want after you've done your build? Well, I can click the plus button here. I'll call it the post-build steps. I don't know what to do in the post-build steps, but you can click down here, and there's click on the add step. And there's a whole bunch of things that you could check from. You could archive artifacts. You could I don't know, you probably upload things to Artifactory. Why don't I just write a file to the workspace? So I'll just write a file and I'll call it status, and I'll say, hey, it worked. Will be the status, because of course, if the build with Maven step fails, I'm not going to get here. So, so if it actually prints this out, that's a good indication that it works. So we'll call it status.txt. Go back over here, and there you go. Now my Jenkins pipeline, my Jenkins Blue Ocean pipeline is created. I'm not going to click save. What changed? I'm not going to do anything. Do you want to commit to master? Sure, why not? Click save and run. And now let's cross our fingers and see what's going to happen here. Did I spell something wrong? Did I type this all in correctly? Well, we'll find out in just a moment as this Jenkins Build Ocean Pipeline build job runs. Okay, and it is running now. It is a multi-build pipeline, multi-config pipeline, so it may run on a number of different branches, but it looks like it is running. And here we are on the master branch, and we get success. So I'm going to click over here on the master branch and take a look at what happened. I can go over here. I can take a look at this step. I can take a look at the checking for the POM file. Looks like it worked, although it didn't print anything out. The different commands probably will. So now we can see what Maven version and Git version and Java version we've got. Over here on this build step, we can go in and we can take a look at all the information that Maven printed out. And then over here, we can go post build step. And it looks like that status.txt file was written as well. Now we could probably prove that. I've got my Jenkins Home directory set up. Where is it set up? I think it's under Tools. It's under Jenkins Home. It's a pretty smart place for it to be. Going to look into the workspace and see what the last one modified was. And if I've got that Spock Lizard Docker on master run, I can take a look in here, and there's that status.txt file. And if I look at it, it says, hey, it worked. So there you go. That's the result of that final stage there as well. One other cool thing to note, if I go over into my Learn DevOps Fast repository, notice there's no Jenkins file, right? D, R, it goes from D to R in that alphabetical order there. Well, it looks like there's none, but I click refresh and boom, all of a sudden we get a Jenkins file. So when that Jenkins Blue Ocean pipeline runs, actually what it does is just creates a regular declarative pipeline. That's just a regular pipeline that anybody that's familiar with declarative pipelines in Jenkins can build and can edit and can update. There's nothing crazy or special about the pipeline that's created from Blue Ocean. What is crazy and special is the mechanism that happens when we do it. And so there you go. That's an overview of Jenkins Blue Ocean and how you can create a Jenkins Blue Ocean pipeline. And there you go. That's how easy it is to use the Jenkins Blue Ocean Pipelines plugin. Now, if you enjoyed this tutorial, head over to theserverside.com. I'm the editor-in-chief over there. We got lots of great tutorials on Jenkins, DevOps tools, enterprise development, you name it. If you're interested in my personal antics, you can follow me on Twitter at CameronMCNZ and subscribe on the YouTube.